Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism. This video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous. Anonymous gave a general contribution, which I am going to use on this video. So, we talk a lot about the queen bee and the damage she does. And the thing with the queen bee is the queen bee is probably one of the biggest hypocrites out there in the narcissism world. And what I have said repeatedly is the queen bee destroys her daughters femininity, and destroys their son's masculinity. And then the queen bee encourages a lot of ratchet behavior from their sons for their daughters, and then they let them loose on society. Not only does the queen bee do it to their children, they do it to their mates, their spouses, their boyfriends, their girlfriends. So this is a very short video. It's under a minute of a queen bee, of an obvious queen bee. And let's hear what the most romantic thing a man has ever done for her for Valentine's Day.
Want to be honest, the most romantic thing somebody did for me, it was my first boyfriend. I was just in high school. He was a little older than me, and it was Valentine's Day. I'll never forget. He robbed somebody and gave me the money and gave me the bill he stole.
The most romantic thing a man, I bet my life, a black man, had ever done for her was rob somebody and then give her the money. If this isn't the queen bee supporting ratchet behavior, destructive behavior, rewarding destructive behavior, I don't know what is.
And it was just so sweet because he was out of breath and stuff. He's like, "Here, I just got this for you." I was like, "Oh, so sweet."
So sweet. I just robbed somebody. He just robbed somebody and gave me the money. Committed a crime, an act of violence against someone else, and she knowingly accepted a crime victim's stolen money. That's the queen bee. That's the queen bee's attitude.
Thank you, because nobody never did nothing like that for me. He stole from me, so I'm like, "Oh, you did that for me, really?" I was like 15. I was 15. Yeah, 15. That was
15. 15, and I don't blame her at 15, because who taught her? Who taught her to accept this? Who taught her to have this attitude? Who taught the boy or the guy to rob people in the first place? Who encourages it? The queen bee. And now he finds another queen bee who again rewards this behavior. I have said over and over again, I keep saying the African proverb, a society will only rise as high as the morality of their women. A society or a culture can only rise as high as the morality of its women. When you got women encouraging this is how black men end up getting killed and end up going to prison, end up going to jail, end up in mounds of trouble, because they were raised by queen bees, and then they go out and they do some queen bee ratchet shit, and it gets rewarded by younger or future queen bees. If queen bees and future queen bees or worker bees that are aspiring queen bees didn't acknowledge this, didn't reward this, it would stop immediately. Why would he rob somebody to give? But they support it. They support it. They reward it.
was my first boyfriend, and that's the first time somebody ever had got me a gift or tried to do something for me.
And why is that? Because her mother won't do shit for her. Her father's obviously not around. So this is how she thinks you show appreciation and love. is robbing another person, committing crimes, committing violence, and then benefiting out of it.
I know he didn't have it, so the fact that you still made a way and you did what you had to do, that was nice. And it was only $13, but it was nice.
$13. You risk this man's this man risked his life, risked prison, risked jail, risked death, risked getting shot, risked how many things could go wrong for $13. Only a queen bee would support some shit like that.
And it was a fake Gucci belt. But I was so, it was sweet.
It was sweet. You know what the sad thing is, though, about this queen bee and a lot of these queen bees? You know what it is? In 5 to 10 years, this same queen bee will be talking about how black men ain't shit, how black men can't get their acts together, how black men are running around like a bunch of thugs, like a bunch of criminals. Like black men are out there impregnating women and having kids out of wedlock and so on and so on and so on and so on. This is what they do in 10 years. And then they'll talk about this thing called divestment. Divesting from the black man, divesting from the black community because black men are so fucked up. Well, how did they get fucked up in the first place? Who raised them? Who taught them? Who rewarded their behavior? See, this same woman, this same queen bee, who will sit here now and say, this is the sweetest thing anybody ever done for me, okay, had no problem benefiting from the behavior then. But in 5 to 10 years, because they keep rewarding the behavior, and now they get to a point where they're outgrowing it and they want something better, now they're going to act like they're better than that black man that they destroyed and they rewarded. Who was sitting shotgun in the car with these guys when they were pulling in their younger years? You were. Who was rewarding this behavior? You were. But in 5 to 10 years, this same queen bee will act like she had nothing to do with it, and then sit there and point her finger at black men like, oh, they're all fucked up. Well, how did they get that way? Because of you. Because you rewarded it. If you weren't there rewarding it, if you weren't there basically spreading them for these guys, rewarding them, it would have stopped. If you weren't sitting shotgun with them, if you weren't demanding it, if you weren't accepting their, the fruits of their ratchetness, then they would have stopped a long time ago. But no. No, you wanted to benefit it from them, and then when you realize that only takes you so far, then the queen bee wants to divest, wants to talk about how black men ain't shit, how black men are this and how black men are that, and they're losers and they're lazy and they're this and they're a bunch of criminals and I want better, and you got to pick up and you got to leave and you got to find yourself. And you got to find yourself either a white man or an Asian man or an Arab man or a Hispanic man or a Latino man. But yet and still, they will sit there and they will support this up until the point where they get sick of it and want to take no responsibility for the culture they helped create. It's sad and it's bullshit. That's the queen bee. When the queen bee wants to divest, don't let them. Don't let them. Because this is what they do. They encourage this kind of behavior. They destroy their daughter's femininity, destroy their son's masculinity, and then they turn their children out onto the street to tear shit up. And then they get to a point where they feel they want better, they deserve better. Why would they deserve any better? Why? When they spent years and some maybe decades supporting this type of ratchet behavior. Don't buy it. So, I'm going to end it there. Thank you to Anonymous for the contribution. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to subscribe to both of my Rumble channels. Follow me on Twitter and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.